Hi guys, God bless you all. I'm coming today to make this video. Today I'm going to be talking about me dating an atheist. It's a testimonial that I would like to share with you guys. Okay, first and foremost, I met this guy. He was very charming, very sweet, and he had a lot of wisdom, and he was very confident in himself, and I thought that his confidence was a turn on. I started to like him. Um, well, we met in middle school, but somehow it kind of fell off, and we reconnected through Facebook in high school, and that's when we first started back communicating. And I thought that he was everything that a girl could ever want. Just imagine the perfect guy. I mean, look good, you're attracted to how they look, you're loving it. You just love how they are, their personality, their wisdom, they're a go-getter, they just, everything about them is like, yes, okay, yes. And so he was that guy. And I started to catch feelings. He was doing a thing, and I wanted him to notice me. And it seemed as though while we were together, I was the only girl that he really noticed back. And we both just was deeply in love with each other. He would brag about me to his friends, and just brag about me to everybody, his mom, brother, sister, whoever. And I found that very attractive. And he we used to, one thing that stood out in our relationship is that we used to argue all the time. And most of our conversations that we would argue about is God. He would talk about how God isn't real, and God is this, God is that. You believe in something imaginary, and he believed in the Big Bang Theory. He was even for Nazi Germany, Hitler, and all that. And that's when I began to say, this dude, something is off. Something is off. He was charming, sweet, kind, bragging, and just doing it right, and making me feel like I was special, and I'm just a girl. But we would argue all the time. And one day I say, I want to argue back, I want to bite back and everything. And the purpose of us arguing, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can relate, is so we can make up. We would argue to make up and everything like that. And I found myself very drained spiritually and emotionally because of the arguments. But the moment we rekindled is when we fell deeply in love with each other. And I felt like he was using that as manipulation. One day I decided that I wanted to prove to him that God was real. So I went online and started looking up Ouija boards, and I started looking up how to be a psychic and everything like that. And so after that, I just decided that, I want to be psychic. I was looking up things, how to become a psychic, and one of the things that stood out to me is like, you can't eat, and you can't, you have to dress a certain way. You have to look like a psychic. You have to dress weird, and you have to wear those hats that they wear nowadays, those black hats, and jewelry and stuff like that. Decorate your house as if you're a psychic and everything like that. And when I read it, I said to myself, this looks like a sacrifice. And I said, I'm not going to be sacrificing myself. I was, during this time, I was so deep in my flesh that, when they said don't eat a lot, you have to eat vegetables and eat healthy and stuff like that. I said, I love food and I'm not gonna stop, wanting to eat food. And I didn't go into that because I had a thought about eating food. And, I was like, I'm not gonna do this. And so I feel like God was trying to save me from all that. Even if I didn't really know him that much at the time. And so while I was with this guy, a lot of us people, we're with people that we have a bad feeling about them. And it's very subtle and you'll miss it if you're not paying attention. If you're not paying attention, it's very little, a little feeling. It's very subtle. And a lot of people ignore that feeling, but that feeling is only God telling you that you're not with the right person and you need to get out fast. Um, that's why God moves people in your life, move people out of your life, because that little feeling we tend to ignore. Some people, ignore that feeling and end up marrying a person that they're not even supposed to be with, only to find out that it wasn't going to work out in the first place. And so after that, you guys, I just been, very cautious. Being with this guy, I developed a Jezebel spirit. I was arguing, wore weaves and stuff like that, and I try my best to fit in with the world and try my best to make myself look important. And I was right, and I had a lot of pride and everything. Everything that the Jezebel spirit possessed, I had it at that moment, at that time. And so I remember I was in my room, I was on the phone with this guy I was dating, and I was telling him that, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And then he says, "We got you." And I'm cussing, I'm yelling and stuff like that. I'm like, no. And he's like, "Well, I felt something, it wasn't me," but he's like, "It was me." And he was like, no, this is how I feel about God. And me and God agree that we both have you and we both love you. And I was like, "No, that's not God." And so he became possessed. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like I can't believe this is happening before my eyes." And you know, we came close to going into some troubling times, just dealing with different spirits and everything like that. Being with this guy, it manifested different spirits. I was seeing things that wasn't normal, seeing different spirits in my house and stuff like that. And it kind of creeped me out. And I felt like, well, after all that, let me just say that I got saved in the shower. I got so tired and fed up with myself and the sins that I was in. I just cried out to God. I said, "God, I'm sorry, I said, I want to be baptized by you." And so I felt new after I said that. And I saw this demon. He wrote 666 on my mirror. And at the time, I didn't know what it was. And it kind of looks like a monster symbol on the monster can. So I didn't know what it was. And I thought, God hurt me. And that's all that really matters. God hurt me. And so I go into the kitchen, and there's a window in my back kitchen. And so I go into the kitchen, and I open the blinds, and I saw this star in the sky. And when I saw this star in the sky, it came closer and closer and closer, and it opened the abyss. And I'm like, "Oh, is that hell or something?" And so I just said whatever. And then I eventually go to sleep, and I saw that very same angel. He told me his name, and I believe his name was Abaddon. It's in the Bible in Revelations. And And people have their own commentary about Abaddon, but I truly believe that he was an angel sent from heaven. And he just had the key. He just happened to have the keys to hell. Because he has that authority to open the pit. But I've seen commentary, but I've seen him from my own eyes. Um, After all that, though, you guys, I would start to see things, and I got into a point where our relationship was getting ready to crumble, and our relationship was getting ready to just be run its course, and so God basically gave me an ultimatum. He said, "You either gonna choose me, or you gonna choose this guy." And mind you, we've been together for 2 years, and I said, you know what? I can't go to hell. I said, I can't do this anymore. And of course, he was devastated, and I was devastated too. But I really love this person, and he just, didn't want to follow the Lord, and as a consequence, he became possessed with demons, and I witnessed it. You guys, I just want to tell this testimony to help anybody out there. And I love you guys. If you're dating an atheist, the Bible says you cannot be yoked with unbelievers. It says, what fellowship does light have with darkness? I want you to take in consideration that when you're dating an atheist, you're not really under the covering, because if God is telling you to go somewhere, he's pulling you out of something, you are to obey him. Because when we abide in the Lord and when we obey him, we are protected and covered by him. I just want to tell you guys that, and have a beautiful, blessed day.